Hello to all my beautiful viewers out there. Today I'm going to be talking about my top 5 must-have sneakers for any sneaker collection. Okay, just first up, I'd like to say I'm so sorry for the delay in videos. I know it's been a couple days and I have just been so sick. I don't know if you can tell by my voice right now, but I am so sick right now. Thursday, Friday, I could barely move, man. I was in bed just dead watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on Netflix because I could not do anything. Saturday, I'm a little bit more revived. I came back. Sunday, I was fully sifted. I was just sitting out, playing some video games, sitting down. I couldn't do anything. I was still really sick, but now that it's Monday, it's been too long since my last video. I was like, I have to come back and do something. I have to do a video for you guys. So today, I'm going to be talking about my top 5 must-have sneakers for any sneaker collection. So what's this video going to cover? In this video today, I'm going to be going over my top 5 sneakers that personally I think are must-haves. These are the kind of sneakers that you need at least one or two of before you even consider spending large amounts of money on like a hyped pair of sneakers, a pair of designer shoes. Like before you even consider ever buying like a pair of Yeezys, a pair of I don't know, like Rick Owens, like just anything that has a price tag over like 300, 400 plus. You should not buy any of those sneakers until you've at least got one or two of these shoes from this top 5 list. And I say that because these shoes work with so many different outfits. Even though they're like pretty general release, like everyone has them, if you wear them correctly with the like correct outfit, they can work so much better than like high-end expensive sneakers. I'm like 100%, I'm not like going back on my word on this. If you have like 2 or 3 of these shoes from this top 5 and you wear them correctly, they can look better than any other shoe that costs like 500 plus, like 100%. I've got a lot of them from this top 5. There are a couple that I'm missing mainly because of my size. It's like really hard to get them or they just don't exist at all. But most of them, even if you're a big-footed guy like me, you should be able to get most of, if not all of these shoes in this top 5 list in your size. Now, another thing I'd cover just before I start losing my voice is that this top 5 list of must-have sneakers is unisex. So anyone can wear them, anyone can look amazing in them. It doesn't matter who you are or what you identify as, you can wear these sneakers regardless. And that's what I love about this list. But not to delay this list any further, let's start talking about shoe number 5 in my top 5 must-have sneakers. Okay, so shoe number 5 in my top 5 must-have sneakers are the Doc Marten 1460s. Now I know you're probably like, oh god, what the hell is a 1460? So Doc Marten unfortunately doesn't give their shoes actual names, you know, like heaps of famous or iconic brands like Nike does, how they call their shoes like the Nike Air Forces. The Doc Martens literally just call them the Doc Martens 1460s. So yeah, I'll of course supply some images for you guys so you can like visualize what I'm talking about. But 1460s. High tops, iconically worn in black. Also come in vegan as well if you don't want to kill an animal and you want to wear some animal friendly shoes. Iconic shoe. Iconic shoe. If you're saying to yourself, I've never seen a pair of these shoes before in my life, you either haven't been outside or you're lying to yourself because you have seen a pair of these Doc Martens. Now, another pair that is on par at position number 5 are the Doc Marten 1461s. They're just the low version of the 1460s. Another pair that I think is pretty up there at number 5 is probably the 1490s. It's all basically following this same style of Doc Martens. But if you get yourself a pair of 1460s, 1461s or 1490s, you're doing yourself a favor. This shoe is iconic. It can be worn with so many outfits. It mainly works with a lot of outfits that are quite alternative. Ones that could be centered around probably to do with punk music, rock music. I could probably Google like 1970s rock bands and they would be wearing Doc Martens. This is an iconic shoe. It's actually quite expensive though. It's up there. In Australian prices, it's around like $250 to $260 retail. So they are quite expensive. We think, oh, for like $250 to $60, am I going to get like my money's worth? 100%. Again, you don't have to buy these Docs like brand new. You can buy them pre-owned. They're an absolutely amazing shoe to buy pre-owned because they will last. But going back to if I'll actually get my life out of them for 250 to 60 Australian dollars, you definitely will. Doc Martens last for years. They're probably the one shoe I can think of that will last the longest period of time, and you can put them through living hell. I know people that have been to music festivals, that go to raves, that skate. Literally the three things I can think that are the hardest on shoes. They wear Doc Martens and they just last, man. They never ever give out. I personally don't own a pair of the 1460s. Mainly because the price tag is a little bit up there, and also because it's actually quite hard to get my size in them. I think the only color they come in and the only style they come in my size is 1460 smooth all black, which is fine because that's like the exact model that I want. So eventually at one point I will definitely cop a pair of these bad boys, but these are absolutely amazing. Now, some stereotypes is that a lot of women wear Doc Martens and a lot of women wear the 1460s, and that it's kind of like been portrayed as a women's only shoe. You are doing yourself a massive disservice if you're thinking, oh man, I can't wear this. You definitely can wear the 1460s as a male. And in all honesty, if you're kind of like a leaner, skinnier, taller, or maybe even just really quite lean and skinny male, these work wonders on that kind of body type. The 1460s look really, really good on thin dudes. I highly recommend getting a pair of 1460s. They are a must-have in any sneaker collection, and that's why they're being placed at number 5. Now, at number 4 on my top 5 must-have sneakers, it's gonna be the Timberland 6-inch premium waterproof boot. Such a long name, but that's the only way that you can kind of like distinguish it between the other 6-inch boots, because Timberland does do other 6-inch boots. But this one, iconic. It is the New York classic. I say that because it's been in the hip-hop community. It's been in just the pop culture community. It is a huge, huge shoe. It is massive. I mean, it physically is just massive, man. It is 6 inches in height. Iconically worn in the wheat colorway. It made iconic through various hip-hop artists, or people in the celebrity spectrum in general. Most notably, I'd say Biggie Smalls is iconic for wearing them. I mean, hell, you can even walk down the street, buy a pop vinyl of him. He will be wearing the Timberlands on that pop vinyl, 100%. You can definitely go look it up right now. But this shoe, iconic, can be more worn in men's and women's. It looks amazing on both. I would say it works very well with a beige ensemble, works really well in winter. It being waterproof works really well for winter, so if it's like snowy or rain, your feet are going to be covered. I do own a pair of the Timberland 6-inch boots. I think they're absolutely amazing. Unfortunately though, they are very expensive in Australian dollars. They're like $270. If you catch them on sale, they might be a little bit less. I did buy a pair for retail because they are just an amazing shoe. I should wear them more often. Some critiques I've got to say of it now that I've like personally worn them. They're not the most comfy shoe around the heel because there's not a lot of padding around the heel because it's quite a high top shoe. It's not the most comfiest. It is extremely sturdy though. Although I also noticed that when I wore them, I had to like walk slightly differently because of how like sturdy that sole is, but they last. I've seen people that have had them for years. They look extremely clean. The upper, when it gets scuffed, it can leave marks that do stay there for long periods of time. I'd recommend just buying like a suede brush and just simply cleaning it off because the upper is suede. It is super, super durable though. Works in so many outfits, not just like the beige ensemble that I was talking about, but can work with like heaps of winter coats, can work in like a hip-hop styled kind of outfit. It just looks amazing, looks really, really clean. It is quite a, how do I put it? It's quite a upper class looking shoe when worn correctly, but at the same time it can work with like hip hop and like counterculture kind of outfits at the same time. So yeah, just an amazing all round shoe, works with heaps of outfits. The problem is the price tag. It is a little bit expensive, but again, you're not just paying for the Timberland brand, you're paying for the longevity of its life. You're paying for it being waterproof. It comes in so many colors. So, you know, if you don't like the wheat color, you can buy it in black, brown, hot pink if you want. They do hot pink Timberland 6-inch boots. So if you want to get a little bit crazy, you can get some hot pink ones. But yeah, no, for the price tag, it is 100% worth it. And again, you can buy these pre-owned for obviously a lot less, and they will last you for ages, man. As long as the person that hasn't pre-worn them for like 10 years, you know, has only worn them like a couple times, you can wear them for years upon years, man. These shoes are amazing. Definitely going to be placed at number 4 on my top 5 list, man. I love them. I should wear them more often, honestly. I don't wear them enough, but they are an amazing shoe. Iconic. They've been around for years. Absolutely, you know, amazing shoe. They're going to be placed at number 4, guys. Let's move on to number 3 in my top 5 must-have sneakers. Okay, number 3 in my top 5 must-have sneakers, it is going to go to the Vans Old Schools. These are an absolute classic, man. You cannot go wrong with a pair of Vans Old Schools. They work awesome with, of course, skating outfits because they're made by Vans, a skating brand. They work with just heaps of counterculture looking outfits. They can work with a day-to-day outfit. They look absolutely amazing. They come in heaps of colors. They come in either the iconic black with the white stripe along the side of it, all black, black with gum. I could go on with every single color in the color spectrum, man. They literally come in every single color, which is awesome because if you don't like the traditional black or black and white, you can get whatever the heck color you want. And they're relatively cheap on, you know, the price range that we've been looking at so far. So far we've looked at shoes that are like 250 plus bucks, but at number 3, it is going to be around like 120 to 130, not on sale, retail price in Australian dollars. They are quite cheap for a pair of iconic shoes. They work with so many outfits. They're absolutely amazing. I unfortunately don't own a pair, but I can buy a pair, so they're definitely on the list of, you know, shoes that I definitely need to pick up. Although I do already have a couple of the shoes from this collection, so I think I've got my necessities down pat. I absolutely love this shoe. It looks amazing. It works with so many outfits, as I've said. The colors are awesome on it. It's relatively cheap. That's why it's further up on the list, because it's not super expensive for the everyday bloke that wants to buy them. They can work on men or women. They literally are just, they tick all the boxes. They're just awesome in every single way. I would highly recommend picking up a pair of Old Schools if you don't own them already. They are relatively cheap and they just work, man. They last forever as well. Having a all what is it? It's rubber. It's a rubber sole with a usually, it's not, well, it's suede in some areas, but it's usually canvas around the sides as well. Awesome construction. Lasts for ages. Whether if you skate or not, these will last you forever. You can take them to, you know, we'll go through it again, festivals, raves, or skating. They will last through all 3 of those, man. They're absolutely lovely shoe. If you don't own them, go pick up a pair today. They are absolutely awesome, and that's why they're going to be placed at number 3 on my top 5 must-have sneakers. Are you ready for number 2, guys? At number 2, before my voice goes, I ideally wanted to avoid major brands, mainly because I don't think having a shoe based on its brand is a good idea. But this one is an iconic shoe. It cannot be skipped over. It must be talked about. At number 2, for me, in my top 5 must-have sneakers, number 2 is going to go to the Nike Air Force 1 low cut. Now, it does come in 3 cuts. It comes in low, mid, or high. Personally, I think the mid and high cut is kind of a skip. It all depends on like what kind of, if it's a collaboration or not, if it's like a cool colorway. But honestly, you just can't go wrong with the Nike Air Force Low. Like that thing in white, that thing is so iconic. It is worn by massive icons in the pop culture spectrum. It's literally Dr. Dre's favorite sneaker. It's his only sneaker he wears. I think there's like an iconic video by Anderson .Paak where like he walks into Dr. Dre's room and it's just like a wall of Nike Air Force 1 lows in white. It's worn by everyone. It's such an iconic shoe. You can of course get it in heaps and heaps of different colors, so it doesn't just come in white. You can get it in black. You can get it in like every single color on the color spectrum. Little comment on that though, the black pair kind of looks like school shoes. So I mean, if you want to wear them for school, awesome. But when I look at like triple black Nike Air Force One lows, I'm just like, man, they're school shoes. But the white ones, totally different. You can wear them with almost every single outfit. They work awesome for like hip hop inspired outfits. They work really, really well with streetwear, honestly. It's just like super clean, super basic. It's definitely a necessity. Like you definitely need a pair of Nike Air Force One lows in your whole sneaker collection. If you don't, I'm kind of like, really though? Like what are you doing? I think they were the first ever pair of Nike shoes to get retroed. You can definitely prove me wrong in the comment section. I'm not like hugely sure about that claim, but I remember them being like one of the first, if not the first. But they're just amazing, guys. They've been around for decades. They used to be worn by NBA players from memory. So, I mean, they've been literally worn by so many different people in so many different cultures and so many different countercultures as well. Just an amazing shoe. The price is generally around 140, 150 Australian dollars, but you may be able to find them cheaper at like select other stores. Kind of in that mid-tier range of price range, but honestly, worth it, man. They're so iconic. I love them. I have a pair myself. They are literally just amazing. They're just an amazing shoe, and they last forever because of that leather upper and because of that chonky rubber sole. They last, man. If you blow out of them, they seriously take forever to like fully destroy. Like seriously, they take so long. I know heaps of people that take them to, let's go through the 3 hardest things I can think of: raves, music festivals, and skating. People do all 3 of those things in Nike Air Force One lows, and they still last forever, man. They are literally so durable, amazing, iconic, worn by heaps of famous people. Not that that should, determine if you want to wear them or not, but it definitely proves that they won't get skipped over as soon as you start earning a little bit of money. They are literally iconic. That's why they're getting it number 2, man. And I know I would have almost put them at number 1, but I don't know. Number 1, I think it's a pretty well-deserved, pretty cemented spot right there. So we'll move on to number 1. But at number 2, guys, we have the Nike Air Force One Low. I'm going to say in white, but you can get it in any color you want. It's placed at number 2. Let's move on to number 1, though. I wonder if you can guess what it is. I'm honestly surprised if you can, but let's talk about number 1. Okay, number 1 in my top 5 must-have sneakers. It's going to go to the Chuck Taylor All-Star 70s, man. This shoe, where do I begin? How do I begin? This shoe, 1, durable as hell. That rubber sole with the canvas upper makes it last for ages. I have a pair. It's still my one and only pair that I've ever owned. I bought that thing when I was in grade 10, and that was like 3-ish plus years ago, man. Absolutely wild, and they still last me. I still wear them today. They are in pretty damn good condition for like 3 years of wear. And honestly, I probably need to replace them sometime soon, but they are just absolutely iconic. Now, color. You can get these in black, white, whatever color you want. My top 3 colors that I think are the most iconic and the best colors to get are white, black, or red. They're my top 3 favorites. I reckon getting either one of the 3 of those colors works really, really well. I would personally recommend the black ones the most. The cuts that they come in are low and high. Either works. I absolutely love both. They're absolutely amazing looking shoes. I own a pair of the lows, but honestly I should like step it up and buy another pair of the lows and the highs because they look amazing on both. They work with so many different outfits, whether you're into skating, whether you're into streetwear, whether if you just want a pair that you want to wear day to day. They are literally the best shoe to wear with almost any single outfit, man. There are very few outfits that the Chuck Taylor 70s don't work with. Seriously. And they are like super affordable as well. I know in American pricing, they're like 50 to 55 US dollars. In Australia, they're like 110 to 120 with free shipping, I think, from most places like the Converse store and places like that. They are awesome, man. Seriously, the Chuck Taylor All-Star 70s are amazing. Absolutely iconic shoe. They've been redone by heaps of designers because of how iconic they were. I know that Off-White redid them twice. They redesigned them twice because they're just so iconic. Dior has made a shoe that is very, very similar to the Chuck Taylor 70s. You know, but I wonder where they got their ideas from there, but no comments there. Apparently, I read like a couple years ago, there was a statistic that 60% of Americans have worn a pair, either pre-owned or brand new, of Converse All-Stars at some point in their life. So that's absolutely crazy to think that 60% of like 30-something million people in just that country alone have worn Converse All-Stars. They have been worn by heaps of celebrities. They are just awesome to wear. The silhouette is super, super clean. Literally anyone can wear them. I say that with confidence. Anyone can wear a pair of Chuck Taylor All-Star 70s. And they don't get overlooked. Seriously, the fact that like heaps of high-end brands are like redesigning, reimagining these shoes really says something about how amazing this silhouette is. I love this shoe. This is personally like definitely deserved in my top place in my top 5 must-have sneakers. But like, it's amazing. Seriously, this shoe, if you don't own a pair, disappointing. Seriously, you need to get a pair of Chuck Taylor All-Stars. They are just amazing. Amazing. And that is why, like, to sum it all up, because they work with everything, they look amazing, every color works with them, they just deserve number 1. They deserve spot number 1. So, at number 1, in my top 5 most needed sneakers, essentially, it is going to be the Chuck Taylor All-Stars, man. They deserve it. They deserve number 1. That's all I really got to say about them. And that's it, guys. That's my top 5 must-have sneakers of all time periods. It doesn't even matter what year it is, that you need them. You need them. They work for any time period. They are amazing pairs of shoes. All 5 of them. All 5 of them are absolutely amazing. I definitely recommend picking them all up or picking some of them up. It doesn't matter. See which ones work with your aesthetics that you wear. But seriously, guys, you need at least like 1 to 2, maybe even 3 of these top 5s, man. They're amazing shoes. I'd love to hear your thoughts though. What are your top 5 must-have sneakers? Don't in the comment section put like super hyped shoes. I mean, unless you genuinely feel that these top 5 like super hyped shoes are necessities. But honestly, I think these are the necessities of any sneaker collection, of any like collection of clothing. If you're super into clothing, super into fashion, whatever, you need these top 5 because these are must-haves. But that's about it, guys. Let me know in the comment section. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What are your top 5s? Let me know, guys. Before I head off, don't forget to follow the socials in the description below. Helps you keep up to date with everything that I'm doing and any new videos I post. And, of course, until next time, guys, I'll catch you later.